I feel like this is something that most people don't necessarily know about me. I feel like this is something that most people would have no idea about, but it happens to me all the time. And I really haven't figured out a way to digest the difference between, one me versus the other me. What's up, guys? It's your boy DJ Richie Sky back with another video. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel where we talk about lifestyle, travel, motivation, and finance. It is a joy for me to mix all of those things together on this channel because I have a news channel in case you didn't know, and if you found yourself here for the first time, we have about 200,000 subscribers. We talk about reality TV news. I've worked in the entertainment industry for, I would say, over a decade at this point. And so it's always fun for me to, on this channel, come to you guys to tell you the real deal behind, what really goes on with me in my life. And I tell these stories and I tell you guys these things so that you can hopefully be inspired with your own journey and you can see how someone else is pushing through. And I was getting ready for my morning walk, which I'm about to take, and it is absolutely beautiful outside. It's a crisp blue sky this morning, and I walk every single morning if I can. I've maybe missed like 1 or 2 days this summer. It has been so transformative to my life, and if you aren't taking daily walks, I would highly recommend it. Even if it's just a walk around your neighborhood. I mean, the walk around my neighborhood usually gets me about 3.7 to 4 miles each day, depending on the amount of steps. And you can check your steps with your Fit app on your iPhone if you have an iPhone. I'm sure there's something for Samsung users or, Google phone users. I do have one of those for my business phone, but I haven't really figured out how to work all of it yet. And that's not really what this video is about. But I will tell you that the walks do provide me with clarity on a day-to-day basis. And it has really allowed me, because I feel like I'm in a period of transformation, and it has really allowed me to hear myself before I hear any other voice. I try to not check social media until after my walk. I try to just stay engaged with myself as I'm taking my morning walks because I get ideas, I get inspiration, I get to get excited about some things. Like I have a trip to Japan coming up, I have a trip to Bali coming up, and then in the top of the year, I have a trip to Thailand. Near the end of this year, I have a potential trip to Kenya or Paris. I'm trying to determine which one I'm going to do. But I say all that stuff to say that, I would highly recommend taking daily walks. It is really, I think, going to be beneficial for your life and beneficial for your business. This video to me really was about, because as I was thinking and I was getting ready for the walk this morning, I was thinking to myself, like, I have like the worst social anxiety. And I was trying to figure out how it is that I'm able to get online every day and talk to people about reality TV news, or how is it that I'm able to go to a Fox 5, MSNBC, and sit beside Simone Sanders of all people, right? Or, interview some legends and stand beside like Jasmine Guy at Good Day DC and all of the people that I've been able to kind of like have these moments with, which you guys can find. If you don't believe me, you can check my social media. When I think about it, really, because I suffer from anxiety, I really try to figure out how is it that I'm able to get online every day or get on stage or even DJ, right? When I used to DJ, I would be DJing in front of crowds of thousands of people. Like when I was in LA, or when I DJ'd at New York Pride, it was just, you're in front of these large crowds and you're controlling the moment, right? And so I just feel like throughout my career, I've been in that space. But how is it that an introvert like me, or someone who, at times suffers from what feels like crippling, debilitating anxiety, especially social anxiety these days, that is through the roof. I get invited to events and parties all the time, social events. If you invite me to like an event that, is for like a cause, a specific cause, I'm there. I'm going to drag somebody with me. But I really am at the age where somebody invites me to a social event and I'm like, is it after 9? Cause I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, and even then when it's like at 5, you know what I'm saying? I got to figure out, okay, who can I, rope to kind of come with me, because it just feels like overwhelming to me. So I began to really think about that and process that in my mind. How is it that I'm able to push past it to do what I need to do on my platforms. And I felt like some of you guys may have that same level of anxiety about just putting yourself out there. What will people say about you? You know, how will they criticize you? You don't feel like you are up to par yet. You know, what if you feel like you're not the best public speaker? You know, really all I can tell you is that you have to push through. And in order to push through, you have to do it repeatedly, right? So getting online at this point in time, like, even though I may consider myself an introvert, I sit down in front of a camera 2 to 3 times a day, you know what I'm saying, to film video content, whether it's here or on my other YouTube channel or on Instagram or some other platform. And you just kind of have to realize that when the light turns on, when that red light turns on, like, honestly, everything else disappears. Everything else disappears. I don't think about anything. I don't think about anybody around me. If I'm, you know, at Good Day DC or at Fox 5 or some other news show, I don't think about the fact that there are people watching. I really just think about, what is it that I'm here to do? What is my job at this moment? And I let it be that. I often, even as I watch these types of, because, you know, I have to edit these videos, you know, just I do a little light editing for these videos. I'm not critiquing myself. I'm not, if I mess up, I just edit it out. You know, if I mess up on a live, you know, when I am going live, we have to move past it. I went to a book event this past weekend. It was a book club, and some of the women there, because it was a women's book group, and, you know, I loved it to see these women just getting together. I think it's every month to discuss whatever book they've read. That's exciting to me because I'm a nerd and I'm a bookworm. I love reading books. And so to go and be able to talk about my book, I think my first book, The Wickedest Wives, Desiree's Desire, it's fiction. It's reality TV based. A disgraced journalist joins a reality TV show to rebuild her image, and chaos ensues. I remember thinking to myself, a lot of those women did not know who I was. The person who organized the book club really ended up seeing my book when I was promoting it on Good Day DC. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, these, like, they have no idea who I am, which is kind of awesome, but it allowed them to give honest feedback about what they thought about the book. The women there didn't know that my book was a part of a series, and the first book ends on a cliffhanger. So some of them were distraught by that, because it's a book club, so you only get one book a month, right? And somebody else is going to pick the next book. So I remember thinking to myself, okay, I've got to answer these questions. And some of them were tough questions about different aspects of the book. And that's what you really want as an author. You really want people that can provide you with opinions and feedback so that you can become better. That's how I had to look at it. I remember just sitting there feeling like at one moment, like I was facing a firing squad, but there was a little voice inside me that said, no, take this in. You can change the narrative for this moment. And I did. I talked to them about why I created the book, why the book ends on a cliffhanger, because book 2 is already out. So I left every woman there with a copy of book 2 free of charge, because I wanted them to get the full experience. And I feel like book 2 elaborates so much on everything that happens in book 1. So I remember thinking to myself, like, you know what? I controlled that narrative because I was present and I was able to receive gently what the feedback was, and I was able to respond, not from a place of annoyance, not from a place of fear, because I could have let that shut me down in that moment. But what I did was I said, no, I'm going to turn this ship around. I'm going to turn this ship around, and I'm going to leave here with new fans of my books. And that's what we did. At the end, I signed books for every book that I gave out. I signed it. I personalized it. I wanted it to feel like, I felt like collectively we left with something magical at the end of the day. So I say all this to say, if you are suffering from anxiety, whether it be social or just the anxiety of getting on camera every day to talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about, I would tell you to get past it. And I would tell you to push through, and I would tell you to practice, and I would tell you to get better every day, and I would tell you to post those videos that you feel like are bad. Because my first video that went viral on my first YouTube channel, that video, to me, I filmed that video and it was probably 9 minutes long. I don't think I really even edited that well, and it was probably the worst edited video that I've ever posted. And it is the video that took me from not monetized to monetized in a matter of like days. Like it took off like lightning. It was crazy. So I just also want to tell you guys that you are always one video away from going viral. One video. And when one video goes viral, chances are the next one will go viral, because what YouTube does is you have to feed the algorithm. And I always say, don't chase the algorithm, because you don't want to make content for the algorithm. You make content for people. That's number one. Okay. Don't never chase an algorithm. I don't care what you hear. I don't care what any guru tells you. You will never chase an algorithm. What you do is you make your content for people. All right, because that's who you're serving. You're not serving an algorithm. Your people will find your content. YouTube will ensure that. You just need to give it enough content so that it knows what you are about, right? It's kind of like it needs to get to know you first. It needs to make sure you're serious, because if you're not serious, it's going to be like, okay, well, what? Like, why would I promote this video if you're not going to even have the wherewithal to continue to feed the people that come to your channel, right? Look at your channel like a little mini streaming service, right? Why should I purchase your streaming service if you're not giving me any content? Period. You know what I'm saying? So I just want you to understand that we all suffer from something. We all have our little idiosyncrasies that make us unique. We all have those little fears that live inside us. But I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. When the red light turns on for you, okay, the next time you go to film a YouTube video, or the next time you have to step on stage to do something in front of a group of people, I want you to let the spirit take over. And what I mean by that is, I need you to block out everything that's going on. I need you to focus on that one space in the room. And that one space in the room is really the space where you will find, okay, I am at peace, I am at calm, and I know what I'm doing. That's what I do when the camera turns on. I focus on what it is that I'm there to do, and then I bounce, okay? Now, after every video, specifically on my YouTube channel where I'm doing recaps, I gotta take a 30-minute break afterwards, because I've given so much of myself. And that level of intense focus, it can really be a drain on you, which is why you see a lot of YouTubers take long sabbaticals after they've created content for like over a year and some change or more, week to week, day to day, back to back, because it is a lot to give yourself this much. So take that time to also decompress, because at the end of the day, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay. I always like to think of myself as a cup with running water that's constantly flowing into it. So blessings and abundance is always overflowing. And so whatever overflow goes into my cup and falls over the edge, because the water is always running, that's the overflow that I pass on to anybody else, somebody else who needs it. That's why I do this channel, because I want you to know that you can push past whatever it is that you think in your mind you can't do. You can do whatever you set your mind to do. That is the mentality that you always need to think. And even when it seems like you can't, even when it seems like there is no one watching, I guarantee you there is. And I always feel like this: the right people are watching my content. My content is hitting the person or the people that it needs to hit on a day-to-day basis to get them to where they want to be. And if I did that, then I serve my purpose. On my other YouTube channel, it is to educate, entertain, and inspire. Period. We do a lot more entertaining than we do anything else, but you know, that's also just the nature of the business, right? It's reality TV, it's entertainment, right? Now on this channel, we're still educating, entertaining, and inspiring, but the entertaining is coming through travel content, and the inspiring is coming through me sharing my stories about what I've gone through in my life, or what I continue to go through, and how I continue to face adversity and move past it. And then education is because I'm teaching you how to do something. I want to teach you guys how to make money. I want to teach you guys how to generate revenue by starting your YouTube channel, or by writing your first ebook. The ebook in a day course is in the description down below. I have a great testimonial video from one of the people that took my first cohort, where we actively walked through writing the ebook in a day. If there is something out there that you want to do, I'm just going to tell you, do it. Push through the anxiety, push through the fear, push through. And I've always heard this statement that everything you want is on the other side of fear. And that's the message. So if you like this type of content, if you feel inspired, leave me a comment in the description down below. If you are interested in the ebook in a day course, in any of the services that I provide, definitely click the link in the description down below. If you are interested in individual YouTube coaching, I do offer that as well. Really, it's a mindset thing. How do we push past the scarcity, the fear, the lack mindset, and operate in one that is of abundance and perseverance and rising to the occasion. And we focus a lot on strategy. What is going to be the strategy for you and your content and monetization beyond just ad revenue? That's what we focus on with our YouTube coaching. It's not just simply getting online and doing a video. What's your plan behind what you're doing so that what you do can yield and generate revenue beyond what you ever thought was possible? So with that being said, make sure you guys like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment if you felt inspired. Let me know what you're gonna start doing today that maybe you were too afraid to do before you started this video. I wanna hear about those stories. I wanna hear the success stories. I wanna hear it all. And leave me comments about what other types of content you want to see on this channel, because I'm open. Every day I just want to get on here and figure out a way to motivate somebody else to do something they never thought that they could do. And if I did that, then I feel like I have lived a life worth living. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.